Hi guys, so today a North Korean official is supposed to be delivering a personal letter from Kim Jong Un to Donald Trump. Um, I'm cautious about this meeting. I have no predictions but interpretations, um, and the interpretation of this scene here, the hidden scene on the chalkboard, has evolved a little bit in terms of my understanding of it. So the demon faces, they haven't changed. And as I pointed out before, if you thought that this was an anomaly or just a coincidence of having like this elongated face here with the bright white eye, the eyebrow going over, the horn coming out the side, the kind of evil grin expression, if you thought that was an anomaly, then you've got the exact same image replicated over here. Exactly the same elongated face, pointed chin, horn coming out, bright white eye, eyebrow. So clearly they've done that on purpose. Put two demon faces on the board. The Statue of Liberty that I thought was the full Statue of Liberty standing proud and tall in the background has actually evolved in my mind. When I looked at this image again yesterday, I couldn't see the Statue of Liberty the same way I saw it last time. Instead, what I saw was a man sitting down. So I'm going to point that out. This is his head here. His body comes down and it bends this way. This is where he's sitting and his legs come down this way. This bluer part here looks to me like a desk. This person is sitting behind a desk. Now this over here, which I thought was a Pinocchio mask, has actually evolved in my mind as well. So over here, we've got a little head, the arm extending out, one leg coming down here, one leg going down there, and behind his back something L-shaped, which obviously this scene, as I've explained before, what I believe is a scene of an assassination, of some sort of shooting taking place. That could have been in connection with the Florida shooting, but I don't think so, because that was conveyed more in the forefront of the chalkboard. This is in the background of the chalkboard, so this is something else. And obviously I pointed out before how this rectangular shape here behind George Bush's head, who we believe represents Donald Trump at the same time, appears to be a depiction of some sort of shooting taking place involving Donald Trump. Now, the Statue of Liberty that I thought was the full Statue of Liberty is actually only the head. If you can see here, it's just the head. You can see a slight indentation where the mouth would be, where the nose would be. Now, to some of you, I know it may look like just a blob or a blur, and I can understand that. But what I'm seeing here is just the head of the Statue of Liberty, someone sitting behind a desk, and someone approaching, extending out a hand with this rectangle or this L-shaped thing behind the back. Nothing that might be depicting some sort of shooting, assassination, I don't know. But again, over here, you can see it quite clearly. This is a man's head here. And I can see pretty clearly that they've given the image of the hair here with a darker, kind of shinier context to it. They've given it a shine by giving it these white lines on top, so it looks like slick, dark hair. And then the other thing to point out is, I'm not sure if it's just a contrast, but I'm getting some purple here, which could indicate like a purple tie or something like that. I don't know. But what I'm going to be looking out for today, in connection with that, is this meeting that the Kim Jong Un official is having with Donald Trump, delivering this letter. I don't see a way of this person. I can't remember his name. Kim Yong chol, I think it is. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know how, if that was possible, if that's seen as an interpretation of this possible meeting today. I don't know how it would be possible for a gun to get into the White House, unless it's taken off Secret Service or something like that. Again, this is all just interpretations and speculation. I have no predictions or prophecies to make here. I'm just interpreting what I see and making links that may not really need to be made. But that's what I see there. The head of the Statue of Liberty, two people meeting, possibly a gun behind the back. A gun here again behind the back of what this character is representing, could be Donald Trump, and some sort of figure here with dark slick here and even elongated eyes, and that's a pretty Asian characteristic. So it's I don't know. I'm not going to say it's possible because it shouldn't be possible. But we're living in some really, really peculiar times where a lot of things that shouldn't be possible are happening. So we'll keep an eye on that. In other news, Europe is making progress on anti-US sanctions measures over Iran. So where I was looking out for the deadline, which was yesterday, for the European countries involved in the Iran deal to kind of save it, they are making progress towards it. So you can see that as a good thing, but then again, things will just continue to move in the way that they're destined to move, regardless of the little detours we take along the way. So what I wanted to read about this report is France's foreign minister said on Thursday that the European Union has made some progress on measures to protect the bloc's companies from US sanctions on Iran, but these were still insufficient. We have moved forward on one point, which is the implementation of a European rule that dates from 1996, which we have modernized and allows us to protect our firms against this American pressure, but that is not enough. Le Drian said there was still a need to create financial mechanisms away from the dollar in euros or other currencies, yuan, that will help firms dealing with Iran and for Tehran to be able to export its oil. It's right there. It's right there in front of your face. The European Unions, or the European countries, at least the European countries involved in this deal, which I'm guessing because it's Germany, France, and UK, that pretty much speaks for the entire European Union, are looking for financial mechanisms away from the dollar. They've already started to look at the euro, and the yuan is just sitting there waiting to take over in terms of the oil. So the dollar is ready to collapse. I've already said it many times. The 666 drop this year was a foretelling of what's coming with the stock market. And alongside that, all these other things are going to take place because America is not just going to, even though it's planned, America is not just going to sit back and watch the dollar fall. There's going to be confrontations in terms of the oil, the yuan, and everything like that. You're already seeing it in terms of the trade wars, $50 billion worth of trade sanctions or tariffs, looking to be put on China. And just today, finding out that the tariffs that Trump suggested in terms of steel and aluminum on Europe, Canada, and Mexico are actually going forward. So I think it's 25% on steel and 10% on aluminum. It's ridiculous. The European Union is responding. It's issued a 10-page list of tariffs on US goods, ranging from Harley-Davidson motorcycles to food goods. It also plans to challenge the move at the World Trade Organization. Mr. Trump claimed the tariffs would protect US steelmakers, which were vital to national security. French President Emmanuel Macron called Mr. Trump to tell him the tariffs were illegal, a term echoed by Bernard Legendre, I don't know, chair of the European Parliament's International Trade Committee. The MEP hoped a trade war would be avoided, but warned that Mr. Trump's actions demonstrated the US president was not willing to stick to the rules. And that is a sentence that is echoed across various different places across the world. So I mentioned it before, the Paris Climate Agreement, the JCPOA, various other deals. I can't even think of them all right now, but there's so many other things that are going on. So you've got a trade war looming with China, 50 billion, and you've got the trade war with Europe, Mexico, and Canada that's just started. You've got sanctions on Iran, sanctions on Russia. You're attacking, your forces are attacking in Syria. You've got a problem with Qatar at the moment. Turkey's looking to switch over to the Russian side of things, looking at all the reports of them discussing things like the economy, Syria, and different ways that they can collaborate. The same with Qatar. It's just a huge mess, and it's not being helped by the rhetoric that's coming out of the White House. So you guys, if you are one of those people that think Donald Trump is there to save you, I have to say that you're wrong. He's not there to save anything. He's there to keep the ball rolling in the direction that it's been moving for the last couple of years. Each president has had a hand in moving this system forward. And Donald Trump, being an unconventional politician, as they labeled him when he was running on the campaign trail, is the right person they need to do all these things that other presidents would not be able to do, not without there being some sort of retaliation coming very swiftly. But Donald Trump has the Republican base, more importantly, the working class Republican base, which are very vocal in their opposition of any liberal activities or anything like that. So he's pretty much able to do what he wants to do because the House is controlled by Republicans and the Senate is controlled by Republicans. So there is. Donald Trump is a puppet on the strings, and he's being played along with everyone else. He knows partly, I guess, what his role is. As I said before, he probably doesn't know his entire role in this whole thing, but, you know, he's not unaware of anything that's going on. And this whole opposition to the deep state and stuff like that, as I said before, if there was a real, I do believe there's a deep state, but if the deep state was against Donald Trump, he wouldn't be president now. He's claimed they're so powerful and they're doing this and they're doing that. And do you really think, I mean, voting doesn't count. Voting doesn't mean anything. That's what I believe anyway. You write little things on the ballot, it goes into a box. You don't have a clue who's been voted for the most because you're not there counting the slips, and even, you know, that might all just be a farce, because when it comes down to it, a person maybe could get like 100 votes and another person could get like 2 votes. But if they want the person with 2 votes to be, you know, the next president or the next prime minister, they'll just say he won. And who's there to challenge it, really? You know, especially if we believe that all these organizations are in league with each other. So I know that this video is going to cause a lot of contention with some people because it's really difficult to speak about Donald Trump, race, politics in this day and age without there being some sort of dividing line drawn between this person and that person. I don't want to be the sort of person who, like, on one side or the other side. I look at myself as someone who's just sitting outside the box looking in, and I can see the liberal side, I can see the conservative side, and I can see that both sides are wrong. Because at the end of the day, we are one humanity, and moving forward, we need to remember that love is the key. So, you know, once your heart wax cold, like the Bible says, that's it. You know, we're writing those revelation times, so I'm trying my best not to let my heart wax cold. Trying to keep the love up, trying to keep warm, friendly, and all that kind of stuff. You know, basically the things that I feel would be associated with God and with Jesus and with heaven. So you guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and God bless.